All right, now I'm going to go over our front that we're going to put in, which is tight, we call it, tight front, and then black coverage. So the call in the huddle would be tight, which this will be our sign for tight, and then black. Well, check would be our call, but black is going to be the coverage. So if we ever wanted a hard call in black, we just say like black back. Black is back, so we tap our back. So tight black will be what we're putting in today. And so if we look here, get my mug off the camera. So tight front, when we're talking about the fronts, when we call a front in, we're talking to these three guys. The nose, the tackle, and the end. The tackle is the strong side defensive end. The end is the quick side defensive end. And then our nose is our nose. And so when we run tight front, the nose is going to be lined up in a zero technique. Now, our base call on tight, or our base way to play it, is the nose is going to be a two-gapper, meaning he's going to attack the center, and then he's going to try and play the play side A-gap. So he's going to attack, separate, and try and get separation and play the front side A-gap. Now, if we feel like we want to adjust it or two-gapping isn't going well, we can always slant him to the place or to the strong side A. So I guess that would be the other way here. We can always slant him to the strong side A, and we'd be gap here and gap here. Now the tackle and the end are going to be in 4 eyes, which remember, head up would be a 4, so a 4 eye would be inside shade of the tackle, and they are going to attack the inside shoulder of the tackle and then play their fit through the B gap. So it's attack with the hands, create separation. We want to knock the offensive lineman back. Our goal is always to knock these guys back when we're playing a knockback technique. So we want to knock them back a couple yards, get our head into the B gap. Same thing here. We're going to attack through the inside shoulder of the tackle and play the B gap. So again, tight front talks to the tackle, nose, and end. They're in 4 eye, and 0. We're going to knock back technique. We'll have 2 techniques that we play with our defensive line, knock back, and then a spark step, which is they're just slanting to rip in the gap and avoid, rip and avoid, rip and avoid. Our knockback technique, we're going to knock the guy back, go through him, and then play our gap. So knockback technique, 4 eyes, knockback technique, and a 0, knockback technique, 4 eye. Our outside backers are walked up outside the line of scrimmage. If you're on a tight end, you're walked up outside of him. If there's no tight end, you're lined up outside the imaginary tight end. Our Sam and Will are going to be in a 30 technique. For linebackers, the techniques are all the same as they are for the line. You just add a 0 on it. So instead of being a 3 technique, if he's outside shade of the guard, he's a 30 technique. We'll be in 30 techniques, playing the front. So that's tight front. Okay, now we'll go over our black coverage. So again, our coverage will be check. Today we're only going to see, or on Monday we're only going to see 2 backs, so we'll check black. This is a great coverage for personnel groupings that add up to 3 or more. So we say personnel, when we talk personnel groupings, it's the number of running backs and the number of tight ends. So if they had 2 tight ends or 2 running backs, 1 tight end, their personnel grouping would be a 21 personnel, but that adds up to 3, right? 2 plus 1. 22 personnel, 2 and 2 adds up to 4. So anything that's 3 or greater, we really like this defense. For our sake, we'll just say 2 backs. We really like this defense. And the reason why is we can get those extra 2 safeties playing tight into the box. And when they realize it's run or they read run, they're going to get down and essentially play like extra linebackers. So the responsibility of corners have man on number 1. And we'll play it sort of like a press and bail technique where it's kind of a mix of between man and zone. But they're going to be manned on number 1. Safeties, you have number 2. And when we count receivers, we count from outside in. So the furthest guy outside would be number 1. The next closest guy outside would be 2. The third guy would be number 3. So we count outside in. Safeties, you have number 2 vertical and out. So anything past 7 yards, we declare as vertical. So anything past linebacker depth, really. Anything that gets past the inside linebackers, we count that vertical. So if the center was here, the quarterback was here, we would say this would be vertical, anything past 5 yards is vertical, or excuse me, 7 yards, or where the linebacker's depth is, or anything that's out. So if he even goes 3 yards and goes out, you have number 2. Inside linebackers, you are going to take the running back out your way. So if I'm the inside backer over here, Will and Sam, if we just had them lined up right here, if I'm on this side, I would take anything that flares out this way from a running back. If I'm on this side, I would take anything that flares out this way from a running back. If the running back doesn't flare out, you just zone drop. Outside linebackers, you are going to be on, which means you have no pass drop responsibility. You're going to rush the quarterback. Okay, so corners, your man, inside shade, press veil on number 1. We'll talk about the technique for that tomorrow. Safeties, you're going to line at 8 yards, and you're going to key, if number 2 is a tight end, you're going to key the tight end. Okay, if he steps down to block, you are going to immediately run in the run fit. You're going to get down into the box and help out in the run. If he pass blocks, you are going to go help on number 1. So I'll show you some video of that to make sense. If he releases vertical, he releases out, you got him. If number 2 is a fullback, again, you're just going to line over imaginary tight end where the tight end would be, and you're going to help out on number 1. We already kind of talked about this, but inside backers, you're going to take the running back out your way. If there's no running back out your way, you're going to drop to a zone, which I'll show you here. And then outside linebackers, you got the easiest job. You're coming off the edge. You have no pass rush, or excuse me, pass drop responsibilities. Oops, I want to look at a diagram here if I have one. So we'll say, okay, right here, we just go through our rules. Corners have number 1. Safeties have number 2. So typically when we're playing this coverage, there will usually be a tight end, and there's 2 backs. So if I'm the guy that's aligned on the tight end, I have anything vertical past linebacker depth. So now once he's past these guys, he's mine, no matter what he does. If he goes here, if he goes here, if he goes here, anything past linebacker depth, I got him. Also, I have anything that breaks out from him. So anytime number 2 runs an out-breaking route towards the sideline on your side, you have to take it, no matter what the depth is. So for you, we'd be saying black, black safeties. We'd be calling out the coverage. We'd see 2 back. We'd say black, black. There's no number 2 receiver out here. He's a fullback. So now you'll just align over imaginary tight end at 7 yards-ish, and you will help. If it's a pass, you will help on this guy. Help get over the top of that. If it's a run, once you read if this guy blocks, now you are getting into the fit right now. And I'll show you guys some video to kind of help with some of this stuff. So we're playing black here, so we break the huddle. The strength here would be to the left because that's the more receivers are on this side. We have a tight end and a receiver. So we'd say left, left. The safeties would see that there's 2 backs in the backfield. They'd call out, or whoever it is, the linebacker or safety would say black, black. Now we're watching. Okay, corners are man on number 1. The linebacker has back out his way. Safety should be helping number 1 here. If they run block, then we're going to get right into the fit. You can see from the back view here. It's a great job by the safety here. He sees the release. You know he's keying the tight end. Tight end releases. He's got him, and he's running with him. He's past linebacker depth, so he's going to run with him, take number one. Corner makes a good play on the interception. Okay, this is a good one for the run fit. So again, we'd be in a tight front, so it'd be a 4-eye, 0-4-eye. These guys are walked up on the line of scrimmage. They're going to rush the quarterback or they're going to set the edge. The safety here is looking. He's reading number 2. He's reading the tight end. If that guy run blocks, which he does here, he reads the run block. Now that safety is going to get down into the fit now, and that's why we say we can get 9 guys into the box. He goes and helps and gets a tackle for loss as a safety, which is pretty dang good. You can watch that one more time. He reads run. He's getting into the fit right now, going to help on that play. Okay, we already talked about this. Same thing, diagram. Okay, we ran this against Eden Prairie last year, or 2 years ago, I guess. We're in 4-eye, 0-4-eye, tight, and we have outside linebackers on. Got number 2, which is the tight end. We just consider this guy the tight end here. He's got the tight end here. Number 1's on the top. Now his guy, the safety's guy, pass blocks, so he's going to go help on number 1. Get over the top. We get a double team bracket on number 1. Then St. Michael again. Okay, another good run fit. Great job by the outside linebacker attacking the kickout block. And the safeties getting into the run fit, getting into the box. I think we got a good view from the end zone here. So the safeties would be saying black, black. Strength would be to the right. He's reading number 44. 29's reading 44. He sees that it's a run. He's down in the box now, helping out. Great job by the inside linebacker, scraping. 15 here. He gets down. He's reading guard to tailback, or guard to near back. Scrapes, shows up. Guys make a play. See if we can get one more clip here. Okay, again, Eden Prairie. Okay, we also like this because we want to rush 5. We want to get after the quarterbacks. We don't want to give them time. It's hard to block if you're going to release your running back. So it's a really good job by the linebacker out here, number 41, the inside backer. Does a great job right here, getting the running back out his way. Running back goes out his way. Outside linebackers do a good job tacking, rushing the quarterback. Everything's covered. Get a sack and a fumble. All right, that's all I'm going to share for right now. We will continue going over this on Monday. We'll do a lot more install with this, but I thought it'd be good to kind of get a little bit of background, a little prelude to what we're going to start tomorrow and work on this week. So have a great Sunday night. I'm excited to get after it tomorrow.